Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are tuning in. Welcome back to our channel. This is Pure Sense Fashion Channel, and today we are coming to you with something very exciting. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. You see, I know that a lot of people have been struggling with this English trouser kind of thing. The formula you use today might not work for somebody else that is a bit bigger or having a big butt or something. So today I'm bringing you a solution. Yes, you heard me clearly. A solution to everything. So with this simple method that I will be showing you today, you can be rest assured that you will no longer have any problem making a trouser for either a male or a female. So please stay with us and don't go anywhere. If you are new to the channel, we're happy to see you. Please remember to subscribe, and please guys, kindly leave a like on the video. Just, it does not cost anything now. Please, Biko, I beg, so that other people can also benefit. You know, the more the likes you leave, the more the views, the more the likes, the more YouTube will recommend the video to other users. So let's leave a like, okay, so that a lot of people can also benefit from this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and if you have already subscribed, wow, thank you very much. We are pleased to have you again. So let's dive straight into the tutorial because we have a lot to do. You see, this trouser tutorial I want to take you through might seem a little bit intimidating, but it's a lie. Just calm down. If you calm down, be cool like a cucumber. Watch it in total over and over again. You will see that it's very easy, it's straightforward, it's simple. So let's go. So the first thing that we're going to do is for us to get a straight line. That will be the line we are going to start all measurements from. Okay, so I have a long ruler here, so I'm going to draw the straight line now. Yeah, this is the straight line that I'll be using. Now, in order for you to get a perfect trouser, you need a very good measurement. If you have not seen our tutorial on how to take a proper measurement, please check the channel. It's there. It's part of the videos on the channel, and I will leave a link to that video in the description below, because you need that in order for you to get a perfect trouser. So what we are going to do now, so we need to take our crotch line measurement or body rise. You see, to get that measurement, you actually need to place the tape rule on the waistline of the trouser in front. Then you are going to pass the tape rule all through in between the thighs of the person down to the back waist line, and then you take the reading. But the easier method is to make sure that that person sits on a hard surface, a flat surface that is hard, that will not that the bum of the person will not push inwards. Maybe like a wood or a concrete or a plastic, a flat surface, flat one, not curved. Then you will measure from that flat surface to the waist of the person. So for this particular measure trouser that we're cutting today, the crotch line or the body rise is actually 10. Okay, 10. Now I am going to subtract my waistband measurement from it. I actually like to use a waistband of 1.5 inches. So subtract 1.5 from 10. That will give you 8.5, I think, right? So, but you now had half an inch for sewing allowance. So it will give you 9 inches in total. All right, 9 inches. So you chalk 9 inches, and then you roll it straight line like that. Okay, just follow me step by step. All right, so from this, you see this place now, this portion where the name of the fabric is, we are probably going to cut it out. So you are going to measure from after this name. Okay, we want to generate a straight line now. That will be the center point. Okay, for basically the measurement you take for this center point is usually determined by your hip measurement. All right, so for me now, what I would just advise you to do is to divide the hip by 4. So after dividing it by 4, add 3 inches. It will help you to get this center line that you are going to use. All right, so for me, you can add 3 inches or 2.5 inches. So for me, I'm going to use 7. All right, so 7. I'm measuring these 7 inches across the fabric like that. So we are going to rule it out. Let me use a longer ruler. Okay, so here is the center line. Now this is our crotch line. Okay, so this from here to here now is 9 inches. All right, so if you divide that 9 inches by 4, what is it going to give you? So it's going to give us 2.25, right? So from this line that you mark here, this crotch line here, you measure 2.25 inches upwards. So this 2.25 is going to serve as our seat line, or let's say almost like our hip line. Then you also measure the center point of this 9 inches, that is 4.5. Don't worry, the whole measurement seems much, right? In order for you to get accurate outfits, you need to take a lot of measurements. It's just one of those things. If you don't like to take measurements, then that means you don't like to be a fashion designer. So from this crotch line, okay, you are going to mark 2 inches downward. That will be for the tie. So we used to use, majority of us used to use this crotch line as our tie line as well, but I'm here to tell you that it's better to take 2 inches downwards from that crotch line and use that as your tie line, because whenever you take measurements, actually you are not, if you take the tie measurements, the tape rule, you don't usually take it as high as under the the bum. I think your customer will probably feel uncomfortable saying, because you'll be touching some sensitive so let's rule out all these lines now. Let's rule it out. Okay, all right, so now we are going to start from this start point again and take our half length measurement, that is from the waist to the knee. And for this particular crossing, the half length is 22. Now remember that our waistband is 1.5 inches wide, so you are going to subtract 1 inch from this. So instead of marking it at 22, you mark it at 21. All right, then you add 1 inch to 22 again, you mark at 23. Okay, don't worry, you will understand why we're doing this. The point that we actually call the knee point, the knee is not just one tiny point. The knee is actually wide. The knee is like about 3 inches wide. Okay, like from the beginning of the knee to the end of the knee is between 3 to 4 inches. So hence we just want to make sure that at least about 2 inches of it will correlate with that measurement, so that it will give us that shape around the knee. You understand? For miscellaneous sake, in case if the trouser wants to come down a little or it wants to go up a little, it will still give us the shape we want around the knee area. So you take that measurement, you mark the same thing on this other side again, that is, you chalk at 21 and 23. Then just go down to the 3/4 measurement, that is where the calf, the biggest point of the calf of the person is. So that 3/4 measurement for this person is 27. 27 minus 1 will give you 26. 27 plus 1 would give you 28. Okay, just repeating almost the same thing that we used around the knee. So now you take the full length measurement. The full length of this person is 42. 42 minus 1 inch will give us 41. All right, okay, but 41 plus the sewing allowance, which is 2 inches, will give us 43. All right, so you chalk at 43. After chalking at 43, because you want the trouser to be straight, okay, so you are now going to take 8 inches upward. You can take up to 10 inches if you want, if you see that the person does not really have a big calf, okay, but for me, I want to use 8 inches. So you take 8 inches upwards. That is from 43, you minus 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will bring us to 35. Okay, so I'm going to chalk at 35 again. In fact, my client does not have calf like that, so I'm going to minus 10. All right, that will be 33. Okay, so that by the time I fold the 2 inches allowance, it will be 8 inches left, so it will be straight from that point. Everything will be the same measurement. Okay, so we are going to repeat this same measurement on the other side. You see, we are taking a lot of measurement. I believe that by now you would have seen that this is different from the usual stuff you are used to. But the truth is that we are not going to use all these points, right? We are just going to use it to guide ourselves. So that is one of the beauty of tailoring. You take a lot of measurement, but at the end of the day, it's just to guide yourself. In order for you to get something that is more fitting and more accurate, you can always tweak things. So now we are going to rule out all these markings, all these lines. We are going to rule it out so that we can have a well-defined line. All right? Okay, so we have all this line now. Now it's time for us to start blocking the lines on each edge with our measurements. So the next thing we are going to do now is to divide our hip by 4. The hip of this person is 41. 41 divided by 4 will give us 41 divided by 4 will give us 5 point something, right? So you minus 0.5 from that. So the hip of this person, 41 divided by 8, I mean, you divide it by 8. That is the hip divided by 8 first. 41 divided by 8 minus 0.5 for this person would give us 4.625. So from this center line, so I'm going to measure 4.625. And I'll measure it here too. So I'm going to roll out the line, a straight line like that. Okay, you see the front is usually flat, right? The back of our bone, the back of humans generally, is bigger than the front, as in from the waist downwards. Okay, so now from this line that we mark here, we are now going to start applying. We are going to take, this is the thigh line, this is the crotch line here, and this is the seat, which is the hip line, and this is the center point in between the waist and the crotch line. Okay, so from this center point, right, we are going to say our hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1. All right, so the hip measurement of this person is 41. 41 divided by 4, we got 10.25. 10.25 plus 1 would give us 11.25. So you measure that 11.25 from this line that we have here. So you repeat the same measurement around this 6 line too. Okay, so that is that. Now we come back to this front part again. You see the distance between here and here, which for this person is 4.625. We are going to divide it by 2. So it gives us 2.3125, right? So 2.3. So from this line, you measure that 2.3. Okay, this is it for me. This is it for me. So we roll it out. Now what we are trying to create is the curve in front here where that will carry the zipper. Okay, so now we come back to this line again, this line here. So from this line we are going to take 0.5 inch inwards. All right, now we are now going to draw a curve from this crotch line. The curve is going to cut across this point. Okay, then it will go to this 0.5 line here. So your French curve can come in handy here for drawing this curve. All right, now from that point we can now use our ruler to draw the straight line to link the two. Okay, so we have linked it like that. These chalks sometimes, the more you use it, they become bigger. All right, so now you can see we've already gotten this. Okay, so we've gotten this. Now our waist measurement divided by 4. Okay, you divide your waist by 4, then you add 1 inch to it. So the waist of this person is 37. 37 divided by 4 will give us 9.25, plus 1 inch is giving us 10.25. So you measure from this 0.5 line that you mark inwards that gave you this curve, right? You measure you apply the measurement from there. So 10.25 for this client of mine. All right. So don't worry, the process seems complex, but I tell you, you are going to look. If you have been having problem with trousers before, even me looking at it, you will see that this is more logical. Every measurement has a reason behind it, has a thinking behind it, and by the time you finish making a trouser with this measurement, I'm sure that your customer will not have any complaint. It's going to be perfect on them. So now we have this point, we have this. So this part is done. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to now move to all these other parts, the knee and everything, and start blocking them using the center point. Now, our knee measurement for this person is 18. 18 divided by 4. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9. 9 divided by 2, right? 9 divided by 2 will give us 4.5. Okay? So you ensure that the 4.5 inches falls on this midline, on this middle line. Alright? And then you mark 4.5 with the starting point here, and then you mark the 9 inches there. 9 times 2 will give you 18. Okay, so you apply this same measurement, yes, since we are still talking about the knee for this second marking. Okay, so coming to this part, this is the calf. All right, for the calf of this person, the calf of this person is 16. Okay, so 16 divided by 4 will give us 4. So we are going to ensure that the 4 falls in this on the center line, and then we mark our 8 inches. Okay, so that is 4 to this side, 4 to the other side, 8 inches. You repeat the same thing for this marking here. 4 to this side, 4 to the other side. That is 8 inches. Okay, so now we come to the ankle, right? That is the hem, the round leg, right? The ankle, the edge of the trouser, the tip of the trouser. So for this person it is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, now we are going to divide that 7 by 2, which will give us 3.5. So you place the 3.5 at the center point and mark 3.5 to one side, 3.5 to the other side, which is 7. Okay, then you come to this 10 inches that you measure 10 inches upwards. So you come to that 10 inches and repeat the same measurement, applying the same measurement for that hem, for that edge of the trouser. Okay, so please don't forget this 10 inches that I took upwards is not a constant. I took 10 inches because I know that the calf of my customer, of this particular person, is not actually big. So the difference between the calf and the ankle is just 2 inches. So from year to year, by the time the stuff starts rising, it's going to accommodate, it's going to be perfect for him. But if it's somebody that has a big calf, you should not take up to 10 inches. At most, maybe you take 6 inches upward, so that by the time you fold 2 inches at the edge, you are going to have like 4 inches, that will be correlating with the ankle. So in order for you to get a perfect trouser. So now we have all these markings, all these points. So the next thing we are going to do now is to start connecting them. So remember that the human body is not straight, okay? We are not straight like a log of wood or like a ruler. So there are some points that you can use straight line, and there are some points that you have to use your curve. So you need your French curve, and if you don't have a French curve, you can as well use your free hand, because sometimes even the French curve will not give you the kind of curve you want it to give you. Okay? So don't limit yourself to it. Now, this is my hip curve. So I want to start connecting. So, but before we continue, all right, let's come back to the tie. Everything we've been discussing since, we have not talked about the tie measurements. Okay? So let's come back to the tie now. The tie of this person is 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Okay, so we are going to divide that 13 by 2 now. 13 by 2 will give us 6.5. So you come to this last line here, place the 6.5 on the center point, alright, and chalk here, and chalk your 13 here. Okay, so this is the tie. Now this will ensure that the trouser is free here, so the person will not say the trouser is tight around the tie, is hooking me or something like that. So all this is a research that I had to do in order to bring you amazing content, just like we promise to always deliver unto you amazing contents. So now we are going to connect these points. So from here to here, I'm going to use my ruler. Using my ruler, okay, so you see, we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so you can use your French curve to tamper it a little, like to correct this line a little bit if you think it needs correction. All right, so now we are going to connect this to this. Connect all this line, connect it here too. All right, I hope you are getting it. It's giving us the shape we want. Then here, okay, so let's reconfirm our measurements. Now from here to here, it's supposed to give us 10.25. so this is 10.3 something, which is okay. We don't want it to be tight, it can be a little bit free. All right, so now to this place, it's supposed to also give us 10.25. okay, 10.25, you can see this is correct. Okay, so this place I want to adjust it a little because I want it to give me a little more than that 10.25. All right, so we can just go ahead to correct this curve again. We don't want it to be too sharp. So you can see this is a very, very nice shape already. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut out this shape now. All right, so you are going to cut along this line like this, down this way, and follow it all through. Okay, so if you are seeing any sharp edge, like any sharp point, just try to use your French curve to, you know, tamper it a little, to correct it, because we are not pointing. Human beings are not pointing. Okay, so that's why I told you right from the beginning that measurements are to guide us. You have to make some adjustments and corrections to get exactly what you want. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut out this shape. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So we have already cut out the trouser. Now look at it. Isn't this beautiful? Even we have not yet made it safe, it's already giving us a beautiful shape. Okay, so this one now, this piece is what you get after cutting out this curve. You know, you are going to keep it for your zipper. This is what is going to carry your zip. Okay, so you are going to keep it. So let's just place it aside. Now, in order for us to cut the back pattern, yes, this is where the work is a little bit complicated. So, but at the same time, it's actually very simple. All right. So, one final thing you can do to this front pattern before you separate them is just for you to mark your pocket points. Okay. So the pocket point used to range from 2 inches to 2.5 inches. Some people want to use 3, but I think 2 inches to 2.5 is okay. So for me, I'm going to use 2.25. All right. Yeah, 2.25. Then the depth of it from here is 7 inches for me. Some people like to use 7.5, some people like to use 7 inches. But if you actually measure from this 7 inches mark down to this place, it's giving you almost 8 inches. It's giving you about 7.75, which is okay. So now we are going to notch it so that we can have it at the same point on both pieces, I mean. Okay, so you got it now. Now we are done with this front pattern, but we still need it. Okay, we need to replicate some of these lines on the back. So we are going to use this one that has the lines. All right. So in order to maximize fabric, I turned it upside down, so we can do away with this one for now. Let me chalk the wrong side. Okay, so we can do away with this one for now. Now, what we actually need for this back pattern is coming mostly towards this side, towards the hip side. Okay, so it's better to shift it more to the front and leave about around this crotch line. We should leave about maybe 1.5 inches. Okay, which is okay now. Sorry, I need to align it properly. Okay, so after aligning it, now we need to bring out all the lines that are on this front pattern. We want to replicate these lines on the back pattern too. Okay, so how do we do that? We just use our ruler to roll it out. We mark it on this side and on this side. Okay, so I'll go ahead to do that for everything. Okay, so I've already ruled out all this line now. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to need to rule out this center line, at least up to this area. So I'm going to use a pin to puncture this here. All right, so I'll open it and then mark it. Okay, so then I can now apply my ruler and use the ruler to rule out the straight line. Okay, so that is the center line, right? So let me return this to how it was. Okay, so you can see that I've gotten the center line at least up to this place. Now you can see that it's aligning. Okay, so you see all those lines that we ruled before, we are going to rule it out now. This line, for example, so this one is pretty easy to get. From this place to this place is 4.625, right? So we just take that 4.625 from this center point. You chalk it at that 4.625 and then we rule it out. Okay, so that is a 4.625 mark. All right, so now you see this this 4.625 that we have here, we are going to divide it by 4. So if we divide it by 4 is going to give us 1.156. All right, so we are now going to mark that 1.156 inward from the seat line. Okay, from the seat line. This is the seat line here. All right, so for 1.156, which is 1.1 on the tape rule. Okay, so you mark it across. Okay, let me just confirm. Then we roll it out. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to connect this. You know, we've already ruled out all the lines that are on this front pattern, so we have to connect these ones, the one on that waist to crotch side. We have to connect everything. So let's quickly connect them, because we are going to base our measurements on those lines. Please, if you have not seen our videos concerning how to make a kaftan with zip, invisible zip plackets, like the kind of plackets that have invisible zip in between, it's on the channel. Please check the channel and watch the video. Remember to always leave a like on the video so that others can benefit. Okay, so now let's go back to what we are doing here. You see this line, this 1.156 line that we mark inwards is what we are going to base our measurements on. So from this 1.156 line that we mark inwards, we are going to mark another 1 inch at the waistline. Okay, from this 1 inch, right, from this point where we mark the 1 inch, we are now going to mark 1.5 inches upwards. You know that normally the back of a trouser is usually higher than the front. Okay, so you can use 1 inch, you can use 1.5 or what have you. So for me, I'm going to use 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch is okay for me. So I am using 1 inch here. Now let's roll this line from this 1 inch mark down to this place. Okay, all right, so this is it. Now in order for us to get the other crotch line, that is the crotch line for the back, please focus with me here. You see that this line here is the tie line, right? This is the real crotch line. Okay, and this is the seat line. Okay, this is the center point in between the crotch line and the hip line, right? So what we are going to do now is that you see this seat line that is here is where we are going to ensure that this curve that we want to generate from this 1 inch that we mark inwards, that carries another 1 inch that goes upward, we are going to generate a crotch line from this. That crotch line is going to pass through this center point. That is the place where this center point connects with this line. All right, and then down to this place, and then outside. Okay, this is the crotch line, this is the seat line. Okay, so it's going to pass through this place and then down to this place, then down to this place. This is the tie line, so we are not using this yet. All right, I hope you understand. So we are going to use our French curve, but before we use the French curve, we are going to first of all just draw a straight line to connect this place and this place. Okay, so now that that one is connected, then we are now going to draw our curve now using our French curve. So I drew the curve to this point. I've not yet extended it to this part because there is something we need to do. Now, you know that we are going to return this front piece back this way. Now then we mark the end of this this crotch line here. Okay, now in between this place and this place is 2.3, yeah, 2.3125, right? So we are going to divide it by 2. So 2.3125 divided by 2 will give us 1.156 again. All right, so you add that 1.156 to this place, that is from this line, add that 1.1. Okay, so that means this 1.1 that we mark, we're now going to measure 0.25 downwards from this crotch line here. We measure 0.25 downwards. Okay, so this curve, this crotch curve that we are drawing now is coming to this place. So let's continue. Let's draw the curve out now. So you can see we have our curve now. All right, so coming back to this hip side now, from this line we are going to measure our hip again. Hip divided by 4 plus 1.25. So our hip divided by 4 will give us 11. It will give us 10.25, right? The hip is 41. Will give us 10.25. 10.25 plus 1.25 will give us 11.5. So you mark that 11.5 here. All right. You know, we've not been adding sewing allowance really. So now we are going to double up on that. We are going to add sewing allowance to the back, so that will generally make the back have more space than the front, so that it can wrap around that extra body mass, that extra muscle mass that we have behind. So this is 11.5 here. So coming to the waist now, from this 1 inch that we mark upwards, you know, we marked from this line, we marked 1 inch inwards, and from that 1 inch around the waistline, we marked from that waistline another 1 inch upward. All right, so from that point we are going to apply our waist measurement, which is, our waist measurement is 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. okay, 9.25 plus 2 inches. The reason why we're adding 2 inches, normally we say you should add 1 inch, right? The reason why we're adding 2 inches is because we are going to put a dart at the back, and that dart is going to take 1 inch, like 0.5 inch folded in 2. That is 1 inch. All right, so 9.25 plus 2, that will give us 11.25. For me, I would like to add another 0.25 to it because of miscellaneous. You know, sometimes that might be a little more than 0.5, and then you now start having headache. So it's just better to already add 0.25. So this is it. That means we have 11.5. So I've already marked that 11.5 now here. Now we now divide that 11.5 into 2. Will give us 5.75, right? So mark that 5.75. That 5.75 is going to be our center point where we're going to apply the dart. So let's draw a line to connect from this 1 inch body rise at the back down to the waistline here by the side. So voila, this is done. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is to start, you know, applying the measurements across the other part of the trouser too. Then we connect it and we are done. If you notice, please let me quickly explain. You see, the reason why this back crotch needs to go further inside is because our bum bum is at the back, right? In the front, we don't have it, the whole thing is just flat, right? So the extra muscle mass or body mass is on the back. So it's like a 3D object that is squashed flat and extended to the side. So it has to, you know, we have to create a clearly visible longer line, crotch line, to accommodate the extra mass at the back. If you apply this method, don't just worry, it might be looking somehow to you, right? But if you apply this method, I can tell you, okay, just follow this process, apply the method, then come back and come and testify in the comments, in the comment section. Just leave your comment and let me, because I've been using this method ever since I started using this method. There has been no problem. Even I have a particular customer that's always complaining before, but now the man is always happy. So this is it. The next thing we are going to do is for us to now start. We can return this back to its original state now, okay, and then we now start using it as a guide to apply all other measurements. So on the tie, we had our sewing allowance of 1 inch on both sides, 1 inch here, 1 inch here. All right, come to the knee, 1 inch here, 1 inch here. So it depends. If you want your own sewing allowance to be more than this, all you need to do is to just add it, distribute it equally on both sides, all through. So for me, I'm using 0.5 as my sewing allowance. So 0.5 on each side is 1 inch on one side, 1 inch on the other side. That's why you are seeing 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and stuff like that. So if your own is 2 inches, if you want to take 1 inch as sewing allowance, that means you are adding maybe 1.5 or 2 inches on both sides. I don't know. So you just divide it. So I'll just go ahead to apply this all through, and then we can continue. So all these measurements has been done now. Now, we'll first of all do something. We are going to connect this one. Once we connect this one, and we connect this one and this one, then we can now use this front pattern to just guide ourselves for the shape of the rest. Okay, so let's connect these two. You see this one that is extending like this now. By the time you take the dart, this place is going to shift inwards by 1 inch, right? And give you a better shape here. So don't worry so much about it. Everything is making sense. It's beautiful. So you can just as well ignore this one and just connect this directly to this. Okay, so we are going to connect this place to this place as well. Yeah, so now we can go ahead to use this front piece to guide ourselves and cut out the trouser. So what I'm going to do is to just move this to this place, all right, and align it with the marking. All right, okay, so Let me adjust the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Right? Okay. Ensuring that all the lines are lines properly. So we are going to first of all cut out this down part. Please don't make the mistake of cutting the front piece. Oh, please, you. Okay, once that is done, we'll follow this curve now, this shape, and cut out one side of the back piece. Oh, I need to change this also. It's not as sharp as it ought to be. So you see, I used this shape of the trouser here to cut the back pattern, making sure that it rests on this mat, this allowance mat that you already have here. So I have cut this to this point where this front pattern is no longer needed. So I'm going to move it to the other side too. So just watch me closely, please. I'm showing you this so that you will get it, because I don't want to assume that everybody already knows how to cut a trouser before. I know that there are some of my viewers that this is their first time actually attempting to cut a trouser. So I hope the video is self-explanatory. Just follow this process step by step, and I can assure you that you won't have a problem. Don't worry, in the nearest future I'm going to drop another video on the sewing process of a proper English trouser. You don't need to be paying for that again. A lot of people will just keep that information and tell you to come and pay, but I want you to get to know it for free, and all I am asking in return is for you to subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with your friends. Please remember to leave a comment as well, so that we can know if we are actually helping you, or if there's anything you want us to do better. Okay, so after aligning it now, we are going to use this shape to also cut out this part up to that point there. Okay, so we can do away with this front pattern now. Now let's now cut out this upper part of the back. So this rise that is here is not compulsory that is 1 inch though. You can use 1.25, you can use 1.5, depending on you. Like, you know your client. So if you feel that you want, for example, if you are making this trouser for a lady now, you know that you need to make it like 1.5 inches higher at the back than at the front. Okay, and then you have to make the front even come down by 0.5 in around the front part. Like, what I mean is around this part. You understand, around this crotch line here, you make it come down by 0.5 and give it a shape, a curved shape here, returning it back to the normal distance here. Then at the back is going to go up by 1.5 inches, just like this. This one is going up by 1 inch. So for a lady, it has to be more than that, because you know, them lady they get bakasi, you know, be like we men. And in case you know, say some men they will be say they carry yansh waka. So those ones too, you need to make the back higher than 1 inch. Maybe you can use the same kind of treatment you use for a lady's trouser for them. Okay, so let's just continue. So you cut out this. Now remember this center point here, you notch it. That is where your dart is going to be. The dart is going to be 3.5 inches long, and the width at the start of it is going to be 0.5 inch. So you gradually slope it. Let me just draw how it's going to look like for you, in case you have not done that before. So these are your darts is going to look like. Okay, so it's going to start 0.5 here and then gradually slope downwards until it's come back to meet each other. So you're having something like this, all right, like this, and then it converges here. So let's just continue with our cutting. Don't worry, in the nearest future, when I bring you the video of how to actually sew the trouser, you would understand. Okay, so you cut this out now along this line. So here is the back pattern, done and dusted. So this is the back pattern, the back panel of the trouser. So let me chalk the wrong side for this place. This is the back panel and this is the front. Okay, so by the time you take the dart and join, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to leave a like and remember to leave a comment as well. Just tell me what you think about this method, apply it, and then you come back to give me the testimony. I assure you, I suppose collect money from you now, but what I'm asking you for is just leave a like and subscribe to the channel. All these are for free. The reason why you're liking the video is so that YouTube can recommend it to other people. We want tailors worldwide to know how to do these things properly, so that we'll not be seeing funny outfits on people, and this will in turn promote your business. You are going to make more money because you are good at it now, so you don't need to be charging 2,000, 3,000. Somebody come to you and say, I want to make an English trouser, bros, na 10k. You have my workmanship na 10k. So you are going to make more money because you are going to have the confidence that you are going to give the person a perfect outfits. With this, I can assure you that you won't have any problem. So till we come again, till we bring you another video, I say peace, take good care of yourself, bye.